We invited creators to take a survey and asked what they would do if they had an extra $2,022 for their online business. We also asked questions like, how many products do you have? How much do you make in average monthly revenue? And what is your level of expertise? More than 900 creators ranging from novices to experts took the survey, and in this video, we're going to get into some of those answers to see what creators care about at 5 different expertise levels. First, let's look at the responses broken down by level of expertise. 75 creators, or about 8%, identified as novices. 284 creators, or about 31%, identified as beginners. 383, or about 41%, identified as mid-level. 144, or about 16%, identified as advanced, and 39 creators, or about 4%, identified as experts. So these are the 5 categories we'll look at: novice, beginner, mid-level, advanced, and expert. First, let's look at the novice category. Creators who identified as novice had an average of 5.7 products, an average monthly revenue of $1,125, and have been creators for an average of 2.8 years. Most novices, almost 70%, were either part-time creators or had a separate full-time job. When asked how they would spend an extra $2,022 on their business, novice creators prioritize software, education, and external help, with external help at the top of the list. Of the various types of external help novice creators mentioned, graphic design help, logo and branding help, and a virtual assistant had the most mentions. The top 3 biggest challenges for novice creators were finding enough time for everything, deciding where to focus their attention, and growing an audience. Here's a direct quote from one of our novice creators about how they'd spend an extra $2,022. I teach kids how to use technology to express themselves. With an extra $2,022, I would hire someone to help me go through all the 7+ years of materials I've created and make small activities out of them. Now let's take a look at the beginner category. Beginner creators had an average of 7.2 products, an average monthly revenue of $1,502, and have been creators for an average of 2.4 years. 28% said they worked as full-time creators, and when asked how they would spend an extra $2,022 on their business, they prioritized education, software, and external help, with external help again topping the list. The top 3 categories of help beginner creators need include graphic design help, website help, and a virtual assistant. Beginner creators' top 3 biggest challenges were the same as novices: deciding where to focus their attention, finding enough time for everything, and growing an audience. Here's what one beginner creator had to say about how they'd spend an extra $2,022. $2,022 would allow me to hire some help with video editing and loading onto Podia. I have video filmed for 3 more courses, but as a solopreneur mom of 3, I don't have the time to do simple editing and loading that would allow me to offer them. The bottleneck is maddening and costing me revenue, but I'm honestly doing all I can do. Next up, the mid-level category. Creators who identified as mid-level had an average of 11.2 products, an average monthly revenue of $2,593, and have been creators for an average of 5 years. Most mid-level creators, about 44%, identified as full-time creators. When asked how they would spend an extra $2,022 on their business, mid-level creators also prioritize software, education, and external help, with external help once again at the top of the list. Mid-level creators mention these 3 external help categories the most: graphic design help, website help, and virtual assistant. The top 3 biggest challenges for mid-level creators were knowing how to monetize, finding enough time for everything, and growing an audience. Here's how one of our mid-level creators said they would use an extra $2,022 for their business. The first thing I would use the money for is someone to help me edit my videos. Every aspect of my current business, from creating content for YouTube to courses and more, involves filming and editing videos. The editing process has me in the weeds most days and makes it difficult to find time to work on other aspects of my business. Now let's take a look at the advanced category. Advanced creators had an average of 18.2 products, an average monthly revenue of $4,370, and have been creators for an average of 7.7 years. Nearly half, 49.3%, said they worked as full-time creators. When asked how they'd spend an extra $2,022, software, hardware, and external help were at the top of their list. Once again, external help was at the very top. It's having a good run. Can it go for 5 out of 5? We'll see. The top 3 categories of external help advanced creators need include website help, graphic design help, and a virtual assistant. Advanced creators' top 3 biggest challenges were the same as novices and beginners: deciding where to focus attention, finding enough time for everything, and growing an audience. Here's what one of our advanced creators said about how they'd spend an extra $2,022. Advertising. Having $2,022 as an advertising budget would help me address my number one pain point, audience building, in a reliable way, long enough to test multiple ad types and find the strategy that works best for my ideal clients. Finally, it's time to take a look at the expert category. Experts had an average of 19 products, made an average of $3,719 in monthly revenue, and they've been creators for an average of 15.3 years. A whopping 67.5% work as full-time creators, with the next largest category, creator and freelancer, at 20%. The remaining categories, creator with a full-time or part-time job and part-time creators, make up less than 13% of expert-level creators from this survey. When experts answered how they'd spend an extra $2,022, software, hardware, and external help were at the top of the list. Did external help have the most? Is it 5 for 5? No, this time it was hardware that was the biggest need for expert creators. But let's talk about the kind of external help experts are looking for anyway. Experts mentioned website help, editor or writer help, and virtual assistant. The biggest 3 challenges for experts were growing an audience, knowing how to monetize, and finding enough time for everything. Here's how one of our experts said they'd spend the extra $2,022. I teach individuals how to self-publish their books, and I would use the money as a scholarship for kids who want to join my program, but whose parents don't have the resources. Where do you find yourself on the spectrum between novice and expert, and how did these findings line up with your experience or expectations? We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments section. Also, check out the description for a link to a PDF with all of these findings put into beautiful graphs and charts. Wherever you find yourself on your creator journey, whether you're a novice, an expert, or anywhere in between, we want you to know that you're not alone. In fact, we have creators of all kinds inside the Podia creator community, which you can check out at podia.com/creator-community. I hope this information was useful and interesting. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.